Very kind words. Good afternoon. Thank you for taking time to attend my mother's celebration of a full life during these COVID times. And thank you to friends and family that have joined us via the internet and the live stream from the UK and around the globe. Welcome. In Mum's own words, I have lived a full life. And by all accounts, she has. As Donald has kindly mentioned, from traveling to Beverly Hills, California, where she was in her early 20s, to being an instigator of our family moving to Zambia in 1974, and showing Dad that you really can make it outside of your own country. From a great life in Africa, Kuwait was the next hop. There, Mum befriended Anne, a member of the Australian Embassy. Part of Anne's job was organising social functions for the Australian Embassy, and Mum's often rode shotgun, sorry, that's an American term for beside, with Anne, transporting adult beverages to various embassy functions. Anne's car was nicknamed Mouse. It was an old primer grey Datsun and was the perfect covert vehicle for shuttling the illicit cargo around the dry state of Kuwait. With Kuwait being a dry state, obviously there could be consequences if stopped by Kuwaiti authorities. And Mum and Anne, when transporting the large quantities of liquid refreshment in the boot of Mouse, and Anne had diplomatic immunity, Mum not so much. As a resolution to this potential issue, the Australian ambassador had an Australian passport created for Mum. While Mum never actually saw the passport, it resided within the Australian Embassy, so that she could use it to leave Kuwait and fly to Australia if needed. And then Mum could travel back and re-enter Kuwait using her British passport. And life would go on. Where did all this illicit cargo come from, you ask? Why, the Australian diplomatic baggage. Next hop was Dubai. Mum worked as a personal secretary to one of the law firms of Allen and Overy. She was heavily involved in the BCCI scandal, the Bank of Credit and Commerce International scandal in the 1990s, that was being investigated and litigated by Allen and Overy law firm. Mum worked long hours and was prohibited from telling what they were working on until the discoveries were made public. Mum had mentioned that that was one of the most interesting cases that she was ever involved in. Dad, however, was less impressed with the long hours and the secrecy, but was always supportive. On returning from Dubai, Mum worked in Glasgow for a great law firm by the name of Mitchell Robertson, of which Donald has mentioned. She would talk of the great colleagues that she worked with at Mitchell's, and some of them became good friends even after retirement, when she took retirement to take care of Dad. There are many stories about Mum's life that would take some time to cover, but Donald has reminded me we only have limited time today. I could not depict Mum's life without mentioning my father. He was the love of her life, as she was to him. They were not just husband and wife, but best friends and companions that truly enjoyed each other's company and shared many interests. Mum and Dad had a great life, with friends all over the world, learning and exchanging cultural customs, interests, and stories. After Dad passed, Mum would travel out to spend time with Jenny and myself and her mini-me, Jillian, in Florida, who's not so mini anymore. Jillian and Mum would entertain each other for hours. It may be basketball, we may be doing up makeup, tea parties, everything was game. These two were good friends and truly enjoyed spending time with each other. In closing, Mum asked to celebrate a long life full of love, adventure, friends, and family. Oh, and please raise a glass, preferably with a wee nip, and remember her fondly. Thank you. Thank you, Donald.
Well done, John, and thank you for that further glimpse into the life and the nature and character of Hilda. It's at times like this that other people do come back to mind. I had the privilege of meeting and knowing John Senior, and I've got fond memories of him. And the years since he died seem to disappear, and it just seems like yesterday when we were together in a place like this, just remembering the life of John Kennedy.